Hello guys, back again with the Al Rasta channel, and this time as always we will be back to talk about the best Donghua series, and of course, it is SwallowedStar. In the previous episode, Hong was invited by Jiang Tianchen to meet one of the founders of the Three Axe Mountain organization. Their purpose in inviting Hong was to meet Master Luo. Master Luo, who has lived for so long and has such great strength, here has the goal of making Hong his disciple. Actually, this is a very interesting offer because now Hong has a teacher who will guide him. But Hong will think about this first because the current condition of the earth is not okay. Therefore, Master Luo respects Hong's decision, and he will wait after all of Hong's affairs are completed. On the other hand, the fight between Luo Feng and Nabini began. In the fight, Nabini, with the speed and power of his ice domain, also managed to suppress Luo Feng with multiple attacks. But it all couldn't last long because the mental energy released by Nabini began to decrease drastically. Because he didn't want to linger, Nabini finally issued his ultimate technique. But Luo Feng easily blocked the attack and immediately pulled out Yan Shenbin's Shadow Sword technique, which instantly stabbed Nabini. Then what happened next? Without lingering, we will get to the storyline. The crushing blow delivered by Luo Feng seemed to make Nabini now hang on the pillar of the arena. In front of the opponent, who could no longer move, Luo Feng said that although this place was virtual, it could also drain one's mental energy. Nabini now seemed to have reached his limit, and for Luo Feng, now he was no threat at all. Along with the execution attack that was released, Luo Feng told Nabini to tell the person behind him, aka Hargrave, and Princess Brolin to never take things that were not theirs. Thus, victory was achieved by Luo Feng. Princess Brolin, who was watching the broadcast, looked exasperated, and the next thing Nabini could do was join the additional match along with the participants who had lost to fight for the golden ticket in the rematch. That way, maybe Nabini could still have a chance to get nominated and get the Milky Way galaxy. Luo Feng, who had just returned, immediately received a quite excited welcome from his brother and the AI. But remember, don't be happy yet. Indeed, in this round, Luo Feng can win. But before he can actually get ownership of the Milky Way galaxy, there is Rong Jun that he must defeat. According to Hong, he is a very terrible opponent. The gap between Hong and Rong Jun he could feel when the two fought last time. Lei Shen also confirmed that this Rong Jun was indeed, from the beginning, said to be superior when compared to other participants under the auspices of the Qianwu Universe Kingdom. Even Lei Shen could not withstand a single attack from that person. When judging from the data on combat power, this Rong Jun is higher by about 55% when compared to Luo Feng. And from the opponents he had encountered before, the probability of Rong Jun losing was only 0.02%. It was indeed an unreasonable number if Luo Feng wanted to win. That's why Babata suggested that Luo Feng rely on some tricks when fighting Rong Jun next. Babata then showed the data from Rong Jun's fights that he had collected as well as asked Luo Feng to study it. Because, who knows, the powerful genius had a weakness that Luo Feng could exploit. Long story short, finally the duel between Luo Feng and Rong Jun arrived. The commentator who was holding the fight called if Luo Feng, as a newcomer, unexpectedly could show his prowess in the arena and performed stunningly. While Rong Jun is a highly charismatic figure who is able to make his great opponents feel afraid. So who will win between the two? Will it be Luo Feng, the newcomer who has been hiding his strength, or Rong Jun, the incomparable genius? The two geniuses under the great Qianwu Universe Kingdom are finally brought together. Gao Sheng, the fat alien who loves gambling, seems a bit hesitant to place a bet on Luo Feng this time because Rong Jun is not just any enemy and is clearly stronger than Luo Feng. When at the entrance area of the arena, Luo Feng locked eyes with Rong Jun, who could immediately feel the pressure just from Rong Jun's gaze. And here, Rong Jun made a strange statement. So after he defeated Luo Feng, he intended to give up in order to participate in the rematch, which was said to be a high-intensity fight, and it could definitely help his training. Rong Jun here just hoped that Luo Feng could put up a fight and not quickly lose to him. It was a bit different that this fighting maniac even had the intention of losing. And the two of them entered the arena, instantly making those who were supporting Luo Feng tense. The fight was started by Luo Feng, who unleashed several Yanshan flying weapons at the opponent, but all of them could be parried, and at the same time, Rong Jun moved closer to Luo Feng and unleashed heavy attacks. From the initial collision that occurred, Luo Feng could understand how strong Rong Jun was. It was only fitting that Hong and Lei Shen could be defeated so easily by this person. Even after Luo Feng activated his metal domain ability, Rong Jun could still deliver terrible attacks. This forced Luo Feng to quickly use attacks from his illusory sword form. Rong Jun seemed to be able to withstand Luo Feng's powerful attacks by using his physical strength. Meanwhile, Wu Ka, the genius from the kingdom of another universe who was watching the live broadcast, knew very well that Luo Feng's mental strength had been drained. If Luo Feng could not find the opponent's loophole, then Luo Feng would have no hope of winning, according to him. Luo Feng, who was already panting, didn't think that his illusionary sword form could be broken so easily by the opponent. So now there was no other reason for him not to pull out the trick he had prepared, and that was to make the illusionary sword into two. AI Lord Wu wondered how it was possible for Luo Feng, who was only a 7th level star, to bring out two forms of illusionary swords. In the real world, it's not possible, but Babata said it was different in the virtual competition room. The participants in that place were set to be equivalent to 9th level stars, and Luo Feng took advantage of that one rule. And now not only had Luo Feng's illusionary sword power increased many times over, but he could also make tactics with the weapon's form. Without lingering, Luo Feng released two illusionary swords in different directions, broke them back into pieces, and then aimed at the opponent. This way Rong Jun would not be able to move freely. From Rong Jun's previous battle recordings, Luo Feng has also managed to find an opening. When faced with high-intensity attacks, Rong Jun will usually withstand these attacks. And that's when a gap will be created on his back. That's the method Luo Feng will use this time. When Rong Jun was preoccupied with flying weapons, it was at that moment that Luo Feng managed to find an opening to land a fatal blow to the opponent's back. But before he managed to land it, Luo Feng, along with all his flying weapons, were knocked away when Rong Jun suddenly let out an explosive attack. The power came from the activation of the Earth domain, which Rong Jun was finally forced to use to suppress Luo Feng. But Luo Feng, who still had not given up, tried to get back up while releasing his illusionary sword attack again. And again, Rong Jun again showed a power that had never been seen before. When Rong Jun held back the illusionary sword, suddenly another Rong Jun appeared who moved towards Luo Feng. The ability to create a clone technique shown by the opponent was not new to Luo Feng. It was almost similar to the power of the golden-horned behemoth's hidden technique called absolute space. The distortion vibration around Rong Jun's body would cause a quantum separation that created a new illusory physical body. But the attack was real. The first level of absolute space could only create an illusion without a physical body. But if only Luo Feng could find the pattern around Rong Jun's body, he could have used a similar ability, utilizing speed to change the gravity of space and create distortions so that a clone was formed. After understanding it further, Luo Feng could actually use it. And finally, there was a 2 versus 2 battle between the two geniuses. When the 2 clones of each side vanished, there was a huge clash of power between Luo Feng and Rong Jun that sent both of them flying backwards. As Luo Feng tried to control his flying weapons, he seemed to be unable to control them. Rong Jun assumed that Luo Feng must have completely run out of mental energy by now, so he would just execute him. Luo Feng then used his old sword and moved while dragging the weapon towards Rong Jun. Rong Jun was sure that the enemy moving in front of him was just an illusion, so he turned his body while slashing at Luo Feng, who was already behind him. But it turned out to be an illusion too. He didn't give up that Luo Feng still had the mental strength left to pull off a trick like this. Rong Jun backflipped the body to the position where Luo Feng's real body was visible, and the two of them then both clashed attacks using their remaining strength. And boom. While the audience was silent watching the great battle, Luo Feng was almost knocked down before his body was caught by Rong Jun. Of course, the winner of the duel was the battle maniac Rong Jun. All of them who sided with Luo Feng had their faces wilted. And it was a shame that he was so close to winning. According to Hong, being able to compete on that stage against Rong Jun would definitely make Luo Feng's name soar in the Qianwu universe kingdom. Meanwhile, after dealing with Luo Feng, Rong Jun felt that a rematch was no longer useful to him, because fighting with Luo Feng alone had made him satisfied. Luo Feng seemed quite happy to be able to get recognition from this tough opponent. If the two were to meet again later, Rong Jun hoped that Luo Feng could give him more surprises. A great match made the audience cheer excitedly, chanting the names of Rong Jun and Luo Feng. In the other direction, there was genius Wu Ka, who was interested in the two geniuses who had just fought, considering him worthy enough to be able to face him. Rong Jun himself is said to be the strongest genius in the last 100 genius battles, while Luo Feng is a calm and very flexible figure when fighting, and surely in the future he will become an outstanding warrior. From this battle, Luo Feng got a little enlightenment that mental masters like himself should not be approached by close-range specialist fighters. If only he was more proficient in the use of his mental weapons, there would be a chance to win. From here, Luo Feng determined that next, not only would he practice secret techniques, but he also had to improve the quality of his mental weapon control. Upon Luo Feng's return, he was immediately approached by Shu Xin and his two brothers. Hong asked Luo Feng not to be too disappointed because he still had a chance to protect the Earth when he participated in the rematch session. Entering the Meteorite Star training room, Babata explained that according to the rules of the rematch, Luo Feng was required to compete 10 rounds a day for 3 years. So Babata intended to make a special training schedule for Luo Feng. Besides that, Babata had also had time to increase the strength of the Heaven Forbid shuttle to level 5, so as to increase Luo Feng's flexibility. The 4 forms of the Heaven Forbid shuttle had also been strengthened, so Babata asked Luo Feng to get used to using it.
好，开始训练吧。
In the training that Babata had made, Luo Feng had to return to train with one of Master Huyanbo's 5 immortal servants, and he was Zhu Xia. This one servant came from a giant galaxy that was 1 billion light-years away from Earth. He was a famous planetary pirate from the Monster Clan. The Monster Clan is one of the 6 highest clients in the universe. Although their physique is like a monster, they have intelligence equal to humans and even have higher talents. Clan Monster is not too concerned with advanced technology. They rely more on genetics and prioritize making descendants of strong figures, while Zhu Xia, who comes from a low bloodline, is dissatisfied with the pressure exerted by the Monster Kingdom. He made a plan to disrupt the situation by stealing the token of the immortal level figure, so that there was a war between the Monster Clan and the Human Clan, and the Monster Clan ended up losing. The war was also the beginning of Huyanbo being reunited with Zhu Xia. Babata has arranged for Zhu Xia's cloning to be equivalent to Luo Feng's current level. If Luo Feng can pass the test given by this one immortal servant, then of course Luo Feng will get a lot of improvement. So that's the storyline of SwallowedStar episode 135. Okay, thank you very much for watching until the end. And don't forget to support you with likes, subscribes, and comments. And the last word from me, bye.